So good morning everyone. So I would like to discuss to you the derivatives. So at the end of the lesson, you will be able to illustrate the tangent line to the graph of a function at a given point. It means you'll be given a graph. It could be a curve or it could be a straight line. Then you are going to find the tangent line with respect to the point. So sa curve na yan, may point. And then there are a lot of lines that will pass to that point. And there is one tangent line that passes to that point. So, hanapin natin yan. We're going to illustrate that. We're going to apply the definition of the derivative of a function at a given number. So, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng derivative? And we are going to relate the derivative of a function to the slope of the tangent line. So, first is we have to identify what is the meaning of a tangent and secant lines of a circle. That is a part of the review. Then we have the tangent line to the graph of an arbitrary function. And we have cases where the tangent line does not exist, or DNA. And the slope of the tangent line of an arbitrary function, and the equation of the tangent line, and the definition and evaluation of the derivative. So it means the derivative has 5 requirements. The first one is we need to identify what type of function do we have. And the second is we're going to find the point in that function or in that curve. And the third is hanapin natin yung line that is tangent to that point. And we are going to find the equation of the tangent line. And for that, we can find the slope of the tangent line. And the slope of the tangent line is conveniently or universally mean the derivative of the function at that point. So it means the derivative is the pattern of the slopes of the function. But in here, ito yung slope ng ating tangent line is the derivative of the function at that point. So clear natin yan. So when we say tangent line, line which touches the graph at only one point. Yeah. So isa lang. So it means kung ito yung movement ng ating ng isang object, so pag mahihit yan siya, that means that is the tangent line. Another example is the missiles, intercontinental ballistic missile. The movement is of course, so kung meron tayong anti-missile, ICBM or ballistic missile, that means hanapin talaga niya yung point na kung saan magkakaroon siya ng tangent line. So, because pag ito yung graph, tapos makita na ito na yung missile, so mahit na niya. Okay. It is a line touching a circle at one point. Trigonometric function or tangent and cotangent. We have tangent line, of course, we have a tangent, we have cotangent, that is also part in the unit circle. Then, from some dictionaries, that means touching but not intersecting. Or, it is touching but not intersecting. It is right beside. It is there. So, it is a tangent. Limiting position of a secant line. That means in a secant line, when we're going to move the secant line, yung kanyang limiting position, mag-i-end siya doon sa tangent line. Kasi, masasabi natin na secant line siya kapag dalawang distinct points ang kanyang madadaanan sa isang circle. So, ang limiting point niya, doon siya mag-stop, doon na sa tangent line. And the tangent comes from the Latin word tangere, meaning to touch. No, limitangere. Touch mo na. So, point-by-point deliberation of the above list. So, which of the following is the tangent line? Is this or that one? So, this is a tangent line, of course, in which at least 2 points of intersection, it intersect at the given point, then it intersect another point. So, at least 2 points of intersection. But we say that this is a tangent line, it's because at that point, dumaan siya ng isang beses, parang tapsing sa Bisaya, okay. Next, this one, only 1 point of intersection, and this is really the vertical tangent. We call this one the vertical tangent. But when we say tangent line of a circle, That means, hindi talaga siya ganito. Hindi talaga siya mag-intersect sa isang curve na doon na siya sa labas. So, it means, based from these two, which of the following is tangent line, itong letter A, yung at least 2 points of intersection, in which doon siya dumaan. Okay. This one also, tangent line touches the graph. Is the line on the second graph a tangent line or not? So, how about this one? The tangent line cuts through the graph. So, it cuts to the graph. But in here, itong dito, yun yung talagang tangent line. And this one is still cut through the graph. So, that means when we mean about tangent line, we are dealing with this left side. Okay. So, what is the tangent line to L at P? Kung straight line siya, lahat ng line na intersecting or we call that coinciding to the line is called tangent line. If we have here a circle, ito ang tangent line. So, ito yun, positive 1, 0, negative 1, 0. The tangent lines are vertical. Okay. At 0, positive, negative 1, ito yung mga point na ito, the tangent lines are horizontal. At points in the first and third quadrants, so the first and the third quadrants, the tangent lines are slanting. And to the second and the fourth, the tangent line is slanting to the right also. So, when we say tangent line, it dumaan sa isang point. Pero kung ang curve ay recurring, that means mag-intersect siya at many points, at least 2 points. So, say for example, this is person in here. So, ito yung tangent line, this is the point of tangency. There are a lot of points actually that intersect to that point, but there is only one tangent line that passes to that point. Among the lines passing through f of c, the tangent line is the closest to the curve locally. So it means, bakit natin ititest yung tangent line? Kasi doon sa tangent line, alam natin na ang curve ay mahirap i-measure. I mean, mahirap i-characterize or i-describe ang isang curve. So, ang ginagawa ng mga mathematician is i-zoom siya, i-zoom in. Tapos, pag zoom in mo sa curve, actually maging straight line yan siya. So, kung ano ang characteristic ng straight line na yon, at that point, yun yung characteristic ng curve natin. Here is the tangent line. So, here we have the line of sight, the tangent line. And this is the C here, that is the value of x that will give point of tangency. By solving the f of c, we can find the point itself, which is c and f of c. Okay. Notice that on the unit circle, we have this tangent line. Madali lang mahanap yung tangent line natin. We have the point 0, 1 and 0, negative 1. But in here, when we have a curve, we have the smooth curve in which there are no sharp corners. Yung tangent lines natin are always doon sa peaks and troughs. So, peaks, that means doon sa kung stone, doon sa pinaka-maximum, yung pinaka-taas. Doon natin makita yung tangent line. And then, pag pinakababa naman, yun na yun din yung minimum, yung horizontal. So, it means, pag horizontal, ang slope nito ay 0. So, it means, napaka-meaningful pag ang slope ng isang tangent line ay 0. Yun yung ating tinitingnan kung saan siya mag-0. So, the tangent line defined more formally. The precise definition of a tangent line relies on the notion of the secant line. So, for example, ito yung graph natin and we have y equals f of x and p is a point on the plane and q is a point also. So, that means pq is a secant line. So, malalaman natin kung itong Q papunta dito sa P or ang Q maging equal to P na or the distance between P and Q or the x sub 1 from x sub 2 where this one is the x sub 1, this one is the x sub 2. If the distance is approaching to 0, then we have the tangent line. So, we now construct the tangent line to y equals f of x at P and this is the tangent line. So, papunta siya doon. Choose a point Q, we have on the right side of P, and connect the 2 points to construct the secant line PQ. And we have to choose another value or point Q sub 1 between P and Q, and connect 2 points. We've got PQ sub 1. And another we can find, hanggang makaabot tayo, we have PQ sub 2, which is still a secant line. And if we are going to find the tangent line, that means we are going to consider some parts here in which the distance from the point and P is approaching to 0. In the sequence of secant lines to the graph of y equals f of x through P approaches one limiting position to the left or from the right, then we define this line to be the tangent line to y equals f of x at P. So let's define first. Let C be the graph of the continuous function y equals f of x, and let P be a point on C. So the secant line y equals f of x through P is any line connecting P and other point Q on C. So very clear yun na ang secant line yung P papuntang Q. Yung tangent line naman is the limiting position of all secant lines. Kasi napakaraming secant lines na pwedeng madraw natin passing through P. But there is only one line that passing through the point of tangency at point P, of course. So in here, we have two possible way in which the graph has no point of tangency or no tangent line. So there are two cases only. The first one is when the function is not continuous. So pag hindi siya diretso, pagputol, at that point, wala talaga siyang tangent line. It is clear from the definition that the tangent line must be a function and must be continuous. The second case, if there is a sharp cast, example, the graph of an absolute value, letter V kasi yun. And then this case produces different limiting position of the secant lines PQ depending on whether it is to the left or to the right of P. So at point P, kung dyan siya sa turning point ng P, so we cannot find the tangent line referring to that. Recall the slope of a line passing to the points x sub o, y sub o, and xy. Alam natin ito sa ating grade 7 to grade 10 that our slope is defined as the y sub 2. So in here, the first point, this is the second point, y in the second coordinate minus the y on the first coordinate over the x in the second coordinate minus those x on the first coordinate. Example, we have a1 negative 3 and b3 negative 2 and c negative 1 0. So what are the slopes of the lines AB, AC and BC? So to find AB, we have negative 2 minus negative 3 over 3 minus 1. For AC, we have 0 minus negative 3 over negative 1 minus 1. And for BC, we have 0 minus negative 2 over negative 1 minus 3. Kasi x sub 2 minus x sub 1 yung denominator. So we have the slope of the AB is equals to 1/2. The slope of AC is equals to negative 3/2, positive over negative. And we have the slope of BC is equal to negative 1/2. So these are the slopes. And to find the equation, of course, we have y minus y sub o. Ito pa rin yung ginagamit natin. But we can use also the y equals mx plus b. But given the point x sub o, y sub o, na ang slope ay m, then we can have the equation of the function or the linear equation, which is y minus y sub o equals m times x minus x sub o. So example, we have here yung kanina referring to the points. The slope is 1/2, then in the point A, 1, negative 3. So we are going to find the point slope form. Alam naman natin na ang m ay 1/2. Automatic ang x natin dito ay 1. Ang y natin ay negative 3. So by using y minus y sub o, so itong y sub o dito, that is referring to negative 3. Yung m dito, that is referring to the slope, which is 1/2. Ang a natin dyan, which is 1 yung x coordinate, this is the 1. And copy y minus equals open parenthesis or quantity, then minus and x. Then the rest will follow. So y minus negative 3 equals 1/2 times x minus 1. By substituting or by simplifying, we've got y plus 3 is equals to 1/2 of x minus 1. Ito po yung ating point slope form. If you're going to simplify this one, then you have y equals 1/2 x minus 1 minus 3, minus 1/2 minus 3, or minus 3 minus 1/2. So that is y equals 1/2 x minus 7 over 2. Okay, because that is 3.5 negative. So the equation of the tangent line, given a function y equals f of x, consider the graph of the function y equals f of x. This graph is given below. This is now our x sub o, this is our x sub o, and this is our x. So ang ating gagawin is ilimit natin ito na ang x patungo siya sa x sub o. So with that, ang y natin ay papunta din siya ng y sub o to get the tangent line. And for that, from any point q x sub y on the curve, we can find the slope of the secant line by subtracting the y minus y sub o, that is the rise, okay, over 1, that is x minus x sub o. Y minus y sub o is the difference of this, and x minus x sub o is the difference of this. So we can now just over 1 pa rin. Observing that letting q approach p is equivalent to letting x approaching x sub o. So it means ang equation of tangent line, ang iniisip natin dito is, what if kung ang x dito sa q ay papunta doon sa x sub o? Yun talaga ang pinaka-importante. Therefore, the slope of the tangent line is equal to the limit of f of x, or the y minus y sub o over x minus x sub o. Itong x sub o, y sub o is a point. Ang y natin ay ang ating function, ang ating x, ito yung x coordinate, na kung ang saan, doon natin nakukuha yung x papunta ng x sub o. So the limit of f of x, because the y equals f of x minus f of x sub o, yung ating value ng y doon sa point na dinadaanan ng tangent line. At saka yung x sub o is the x coordinate of that point, x minus x sub o. Kung ano dito, yun din dito. And we limit this one as equivalent to 0. That's another way. Finally, the tangent line passes through the point x sub o, y sub o is this one. We've got the y minus y sub o equals the slope of the tangent line times x minus x sub o. So in the equation of the tangent line, we can have now the slope. That the slope of the tangent line is equal to f of x minus f of x sub o over x minus x sub o as x goes to x sub o. There are a lot of variations in the slope. So we've got also the f of x plus h minus f of x all over h as h goes to 0. That is the other one. F of x minus f of x sub o over x minus x sub o as x goes to x sub o. That is another one. So dalawa ang ating, may tatlo pa. We have, hanapin natin yung x minus x sub o na mag-approach siya sa 0. So it could be x minus x sub o approaching to 0. That is for this. So, okay. Find the equation of the tangent line to y equals x squared at x equals 2. So, therefore, meron na tayong x coordinate. So, ang kailangan kasi ay point. Ang point doon galing sa ating original. So, we have x equals 2. So, meron na tayong 2. Ang question natin, ano kaya ang value nito? So, you have 2 squared, that is 4. So, that is 4. So, the point referred is 2, 4. So, may point na tayo. Second, hanapin natin ang slope. Ang slope natin ay f of x, which is our x squared, that is our y, minus y sub o. Ang y sub o natin is 4, that is it, over x minus 2 as x goes to 2. Then, that is equivalent to, remember, makancel ito. We can cancel the x minus 2, and what happened? That becomes x plus 2 times x minus 2 over x minus 2. So, ito yung ating value kasi makancel ang x minus 2. Therefore, the limit of this is equal to the limit of x plus 2 as x goes to, and that is 2 plus 2, which is equal to 4. So, finally, we have the slope of the tangent line, which is 4. And the equation of the tangent line is y minus y sub o. So, ang y sub o natin is 4. Ito yun siya. Dadalhin dito. And then, ang ating slope na 4 din, dadalhin siya dito. This is coming from that. And x minus x sub o, ang x sub o natin ay 2. Yan, kopyahin. We simplify, you've got y equals 4x minus 4. So, it means, at this point na 2, 4, ito po ang ating equation ng slope natin of the tangent line. Kani, that is the equation, which is y equals 4x minus 4. So, another, find the slope-intercept form of the tangent line to f of x equals square root of x at x equals 4. So, ang gagawin natin ay simply, again, we find the coordinate. So, ano ba ang value ng f of 4? So, f of 4 natin ay square root of 4, which is equal to 2. So, ang point na refer ay 4, 2. After makuha natin ang point, then identify the slope. So, the slope is the limit of f of x minus f of x sub o over x minus x sub o. So, we have f of x, which is square root of x, minus 2, kasi f of x sub o, x is 2. And x minus 4 as x goes to 4. Remember, hindi natin ito ma-simplify, so we need the help of the conjugate. So, ang conjugate is doon sa radicand. Hanapin natin ang opposite, which is kung negative, plus ang kanyang opposite. So, it means plus ang kanya. So, that is allowed because any number multiplied by 1, because this one is equal to the number itself. So therefore, we can have the a squared minus b squared. So ito na lang, i-multiply natin. You've got square root of x squared minus 4 or x minus 4. Ito yung ating numerator. Dito naman sa baba, just copy and multiply. So we can cancel the x minus 4. And therefore, maiwan ay square root of x plus 2. So as x goes to 4, you've got square root of x, which is square root of 4. 2 plus 2, that is 1 over 4. So finally, the point is, we have the slope of 1/4. And then, yung slope na yan, gagamitin na yun siya sa y minus y sub over is equals to m times x minus x sub o. So you have y sub o, this is the slope, this is the y sub o. Then simplify, you've got that one. Okay? Show that the line tangent to y equals 3x squared minus 12x plus 1 at the point 2, negative 1 is the horizontal. So, paano natin mapakita na ang tangent line dito, na ito ay ang point of tangency is yung horizontal. So, to do that one, first is, we're going to find the slope. Remember that the slope is the function minus f of x sub o. So, ang f of x sub o natin ay kani, or the y sub o. So, negative 11. So, you have the function minus the 11 over x minus 2 kasi ito ang ating x. So, kung ano ang nalagay dito sa dyan, yun po ang ilalagay pati rin dito sa tatlo. So, we can actually factor and we can cancel the x minus 2. So, ang maiwan ay 3 times x minus 2. So, as x goes to 2, you've got 0. Okay? So, it means the slope is 0. And then, we have the y sub o, which is negative 11. Ang ating x sub 1 ay 2, so you've got y equals negative 11. And for that, the slope is 0. Example 6, you have to verify that the tangent line to the line y equals to x plus 3 at 1, 5 is the tangent line. So, halapin natin. We know that the slope of this is 2. So, automatic, we have the slope of 2 and we have the y equals to y minus 5, that is y minus y sub o, equals to m, which is the slope is 2, times x minus x sub o, we've got y equals to x plus 3. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learn a lot today. Thank you.